Hi everyone, welcome to today's video. My name is Nicole Sullivan. I am the co-founder and director of financial planning at Prism Planning Partners. I am joined by my partner, Ron Bernstein.
Hi.
And today we are going to be discussing life post-COVID. All right, so Ron, I'm going to turn it over to you. What do you think the world is going to look like once this virus is in the rearview mirror?
Well, thank you, Nicole. And it's really hard to get your arms around, the situation. This is a once in a century style pandemic that has caused a year-long isolation. And it's just wonderful to see that, the vaccines and the distribution of vaccines is heating up right now, and that we can even have this conversation in terms of saying that there's light at the end of the tunnel. But we have to better understand that COVID is going to be a permanent fixture, and we're just going to have faith that in terms of what's going to happen in the future is that vaccines will be available and limit the spread and severity of any of these future strains that pop up.
Yeah, and I think as well the world and science have learned their lesson in that we need to be investing in research and development ongoing to help prevent these pandemics and kind of get ahead of these infectious strains. So let's talk briefly about what you think kind of society is going to be like when we do return to normal.
And I think a lot of it's just going to be around what societal norms are going to look like going forward. And that really speaks to various cultures and customs on a global basis. And then as well, what role, government's going to look to play in trying to make sure that there's ample oversight around safety in terms of what we're doing, especially as we're in the early stages of coming out of this pandemic.
Yeah, I know back when 9/11 happened, that was when kind of the TSA checkpoints at airports became a norm. And although it was definitely a hassle, people understood why that was, needing to be implemented. And I wonder if something like a vaccine passport or potentially wearing masks, maybe in mass transit situations or even in other, mass gatherings might become a norm.
Right. And we're starting to see, some of that start to take hold here right now. And in terms of, what will be the norms around social interaction and what is the future workforce going to look like? Are we going to go permanently, off-site, or are we going to have some kind of hybrid model?
And I think it's going to depend on the nature of a certain business. So if you're in a kind of client-facing role, I think that there may still be some in-person interaction, but I have many personal friends and obviously a number of our clients who do work for these major corporations. And it seems like a lot of them are, implementing this hybrid model or in some cases permanent work from home. And I think as well too, people in general are going to try to prioritize what do I need to attend in person versus not. And if I'm being perfectly honest, I think number one, folks are going to want to be healthy and present for personal obligations and for their families.
Right. And we're forming consensus around that. And I think that has been a common understanding that change is afoot here. And I think it's also going to be interesting to see how, our static education and healthcare system, adapt to this, because, the technological or evolution around, technology in this space is going to really play into our ability to more effectively deliver education and healthcare to, through telemedicine and then the final thing, if I may add, is really looking at population trends and migration, and how that's all playing out as people now have more flexibility to move out of urban centers if they choose to and work more remotely in a suburban or rural setting.
I think
get separation here.
Yeah, I think the whole concept of having multiple homes or working from an Airbnb in the summer if you want to go somewhere fun, I think that's going to be totally the norm. I know we're seeing that with some of our clients.
I think more questions than answers to this this question, what we're talking about here today, but I think it's fascinating. And they say sometimes, let a good crisis go to waste. I think this is a really perfect example that we're going to come out of this with a lot of wonderful changes that were probably already, in the offering, but are now being accelerated.
I hope too that this has a renewed importance for folks on what really matters. And, family's number one, friends, our personal relationships are number one.
Exactly.
Thanks so much for chatting, Ron. If you enjoyed today's video, please make sure to check out our website, which is prismplanningpartners.com, for more great retirement readiness content. As well, please make sure that you subscribe to this channel. And if you have any questions, I'll make sure to include our email address below. We would love to hear from you. Thanks so much. Have a great day. Bye-bye.
Thank you. Appreciate it.